What's going on, guys? I am Septom Seer George, the coach of the San Francisco Arcaniners, and today I have for you my week number 7 match against the Long Island Regirockies, or Nips, or Drew, however you want to call him. It's going to be an interesting match because he does have a very favorable matchup against us. But anyways, guys, we are 5-1. We have to perform. We have to keep the win streak going. So let's get right on into it. I do have a team builder up on my team if you guys want to check that out. It is there is a link in the description below. You can see that there if you want to see my team. But anyway, he brought a Feraligatr, a Scrafty, a Chansey, a Diggersby, a Rotom Fan, and an Excelgor. To be honest, I did not expect him to bring the Chansey at all. Just being the fact that I had a Gothitelle on my team, I didn't see that coming. But he has a very offensive team. The Excelgor, judging by his team, honestly it's probably most likely a Scarf Diggersby or Banded. With 2 setup sweepers, you have a pivot, you have your spikes, and then you have your wall. And I'm assuming Excelgor is going to be his lead. Now I have one plan here, and that's Toxic Spikes, Toxic Spikes, Toxic Spikes, Toxic Spikes, and more fucking Toxic Spikes. So I'm going to lead off with my Nidoqueen to combat the Excelgor lead. Also, my Nidoqueen does have a higher base HP stat than Excelgor, and I do have max HP. So if he goes for Final Gambit on the first turn, I still get up my still get up my Toxic Spikes, not my Stealth Rocks. So that's also one more thing there. But Nips is issuing a challenge, and he's gonna lead off with Axel, which is in fact his Excelgor. Now what's gonna happen right here is he's just gonna go for his first layer of Spikes, as I go for my first layer of Toxic Spikes, and the only layer of Toxic Spikes I plan on getting up this entire game. His team is more offensive. It's not more of a bulky team. I'm gonna go for, like for Scrafty, for example. I don't think it's gonna be a bulk upset because I have the Mega Lopunny. It doesn't make sense. The more likely thing is that he tries to outspeed me, take me out, and just get like a little sweep going. Those usually don't last too long. So Toxic is. Poison is much better than badly poison, that means. But anyway, here I do get off an Ice Beam. I see it does absolutely nothing. I don't have any offensive investment at all. It's a torrential downpour outside. Oh my god. But he is going to get up his last layer of Spikes. So these first very few turns have just been hazards, because I'm going to get up my Rocks right here as he U-turns out into his Scrap, which is the Rotom. Okay. Now I do have a good check to Rotom in the form of my own Rotom. He can't really hit me for much damage, and I believe I can set up a substitute on it if it's not a max offensive set. If it's max offensive, I can't set up the sub and it can break my sub. But if it's not, then there's a chance I can set up my substitutes. Now here he goes for T-Wave, which means he doesn't have Will-O-Wisp, which is really good for me because now my Rotom is almost a hard counter to it. He goes for T-Bullet, and it's actually able to break my sub, and I'm thinking, no, this has to be a roll. This has to be a roll. He gets a crit. So I'm like, okay, so I can set up another substitute. It's okay. You guys are going to quickly see that this is going to be a theme right here, is that I'm just not able to keep up the substitute. It's about 32 damage for each one. And he goes for T-Bolt, and I'm thinking, I got this easily. Easily I can take this sub. No. And he's going to take out my substitute, and I'm like, Rotom, what are you doing? What are you doing, Rotom? Come on, you have to perform. This is the first match where you're not doing what you're meant to do. And it turns out that I did not do the calc right on the Rotom. I need a tiny bit more special defense investment. Just a smidgen. Literally the smallest amount, and I would have been able to set up a substitute. I put the extra EVs from the speed and special attack into HP. If I put that into special defense, there's a chance it would have made a difference, but not a big chance that it would have altered anything. Now I do have Pain Split, so what I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to try to heal up, try to get him down to as low as possible, to the point where my T-Bolt can take him out, because I've been trying to set up substitutes. My health is really low right now. But right here, I am just gonna go for a Pain Split. I believe. I think I could actually set up a substitute if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. I could set up a substitute, but I'm not going to. So that's gonna bring him down pretty low, actually, right about half. But he's gonna go for a T-Bolt, and I made a 32 health substitute, and that gets a crit. So he crits me again. It's not too big of a concern. It's just the fact that now I have to pain split again, and I can't take another unless I pain split. So I have to go for pain split T-Bolt and hope I kill it instead of T-Bolt, which would have definitely killed. So we pain split back up. We're at 51 health. We can definitely take a Thunderbolt from this range. And he's going to drop it. There's 12 HP left, and I am going to just have to do balls to the wall here. I have to go for it. I'm going to fire off a T-Bolt. Rotom, your max special attack, you can do it. You're not, I don't think you're modest, you're timid, but your max special attack, you can do it. And he lives only 1 HP. Oh my god. And down goes the Rotom. So we go down 5-6 early on, and that is really unfortunate, but it wasn't the biggest problem. He's really all Rotom is supposed to do is cause him to switch, cause him to pivot around, especially like with the Diggersby and stuff like that. So I'm not too concerned that it's gone. Also because if if the Feraligatr got up to +1, he outsped me anyway. So I'm not really too concerned. Now I decided to go into Mega Lopunny here because I can fire off a Fake Out, and I can get the KO. Trying to get Mega Lopunny into the MVP race right here. So we're trying to pick up some nice little quick kills, nice little revenge kill right there. Now he's gonna go out into his Excelgor because his Excelgor does in fact outspeed me. He is gonna take rocks. He is gonna take the spikes. I mean the top 2 spikes. We take the spikes on our side of the field. This is a very fast-paced game. Everything's dying really quickly. You guys are gonna see. I'm gonna go into my Bronzong right here. He's gonna go for a Focus Blast, revealing that this was his way of dealing with Mega Lopunny. Because Excelgor does in fact outspeed Mega Lopunny, it can go for a Focus Blast and can actually take him out very easily. I have one plan here, and it's just going to be to fire off a Gyro Ball. I don't see a reason not to fire off a Gyro Ball. He doesn't have a reason to keep this thing, and we can quickly pick up a kill for Bronzong, which has not picked up a kill yet this game, or in this entire. I don't think it's picked up a kill at all. So there we go, Bronzong. I think it's maybe first kill of the season. Going for that nice little Gyro Ball right there. Now, what's gonna happen right here is he's just gonna go out, and I believe he's gonna go into Feraligatr. Bigfoot, Little Toe, yep. He's gonna go into Gator now. He's gonna get hit by rocks, and he's toxic. So he'll be taking 12% each turn now. But I have a way to deal with this. It is my Umbreon. It's a Nubis. It's my physically defensive Umbreon. Now, if he went for an SD right there, I'd be in trouble. However, because I don't know if after 3 layers of spikes, I can take a +2 waterfall. I know I can take a +2 waterfall from max HP, but I don't know after 3 layers of spikes. I don't know the calc off the top of my head. But I have a plan with this thing. It's a Feraligatr. It's dangerous. I'm going for Foul Play. I'm not taking a risk with this thing. I'm not going for Wish. I don't have Protect on this set. I'm not Baton Passing. Nothing. Going for Foul Play. This thing is a huge threat to my team if it wants to set up. And Foul Play does just enough to where I can take him out. Either the poison is going to bring him down in 2 turns, or I can take him out on the revenge with my Shiftry or my Mega Lopunny. And what actually ends up happening right here is he just takes out my Umbreon, and you're looking at that toxic damage, and you're thinking, is it going to be enough? Is it actually going to be enough to take him down? And it's going, and they're living. They're just living today on 1 HP. 2 Pokemon now that have survived on 1 HP, but not a problem for the Mega Lopunny. Just gonna go for Fake Out, and we're gonna take out the Feraligatr now for the 2nd kill. Now for Mega Lopunny, and here he's gonna make a switch, and he's gonna go out into Scrafty, and this kind of puts off like almost like a sensor in my brain or something. I'm just like, this is weird, and I see the Intimidate, and I'm just like, okay, it's not as weird anymore. However, he still can't really take a high jump kick. So what is his plan? Of course, I don't have high jump kicks, so whatever his plan isn't going to affect my Lopunny. For example, if it's a Chapel Berry, which it actually, hindsight. Of course, I already talked to Drew after this battle. It is Chapel Berry, so he was trying to bait me to go for the high jump kick there. Now, here I'm thinking he has to knock off to taking me out, or he's going to Dragon Dance here. I don't see him Drain Punching again just because the Toxic, and I might go for a crazy move like Explosion or something like that. So here I'm going to predict him to go for the knockoff, make a switch out into my Mega Lopunny so the Intimidate's gone. He's going to go for knockoff. Is it going to kill? Going to bring us down very low to 11 HP. We can't switch into spikes anymore. However, I think Mega Lopunny has done its job. It's going to fake out, which what it's going to do is going to rack up toxic damage, do about, honestly, like a third to him. And after toxic damage, that's even more. And he's still thinking, if he doesn't have high jump kick, maybe I can take it using the Child Berry. However, I do have the Last Resort. So, that was the plan with this set. Just go for Fake Out, go for Last Resort, have up Toxic Spikes, have up Rocks, and just put a lot of pressure early on. But he ended up putting a lot of pressure on me early on, so just how it happened. Now here, he is going to go into his Diggersby, and it's going to get Toxic, of course. Here, I decided I was try to save the Mega... No, did not try to save the Mega Lopunny. I figured one thing, is that the only way he could kill me is if he was Choice Scarfed and went for like an Earthquake or like something else, or if he's banded and went for a Quick Attack. Now here, I do believe he's banded. I do believe I can take a banded Quick Attack from the range I'm at, and I'm gonna predict him to switch and go for a knockoff right here. Not really a prediction, just more like the safest play. And this is the power of Shiftry, guys. I drafted this thing. Everyone thought, not everyone, but a few people thought that it would underperform. But this is the first game it's in, and it does half to a Chansey. Half to a defensive Chansey, I believe. So that's incredible. We're going to knock off his Eviolite, and we're going to fire off a Leaf Blade. And it's going to take him out. Now, right here, we're going to take out the Chansey, and it's Diggersby against Bronzong, not Mega Lopunny, the Bronzong, the Shiftry, and the Nidoqueen. Now I have the Shuka Berry on my Nidoqueen, so all I have to do is prevent him from setting up a Swords Dance. Well, actually, if he sets up a Swords Dance, I win because Elder Birch will just then go for a Sucker Punch. Now I don't know if a Sucker Punch is going to kill the Diggersby. Also, the way he brought it in, like against my Mega Lopunny, I had a thought in the back of my head that what if he was Choice Scarfed with Quick Attack, and just in order to outspeed my priority Quick Attack, which would be a cool thing for him to do. So I wasn't going to take any chances with Shiftry. It got its first kill. Let's just leave it alive, and on the off chance this thing is Choice Scarf with Quick Attack, we're going to go into our Nidoqueen right here. We still haven't seen an item technically. It hasn't outsped anything that it would normally. So if it goes for Earthquake, we can still take it. We have a lot of bulk on this Nidoqueen. We have the Shuka Berry too, so I do believe right here it is the game. He does reveal that he is banded with Quick Attack, because that Quick Attack does a lot, and it was a critical hit again, so it's the third crit of the game. Not a problem though for the Arcaniners, because we're able to come back and pull out a 2-0 win over the Long Island Regirockies. And Drew, that was a great game. That was time. I don't even know what I'm trying to say here. It was a great battle. It was high pressure. You were keeping offensive pressure on me the entire game. Pokemon were going down turn after turn. It was Umbreon and then Feraligatr, and then the Feraligatr goes down, and then Umbreon goes down, and then the Scrafty goes down, and then the Rotom goes down, and then Excelgor goes down. Even though I got that order completely wrong, but it's okay. Okay, I will do the perfect order for you guys. It was the Rotom, and then it immediately went to Feraligatr, and then Umbreon dropped, and then it doesn't matter. But anyways, guys, we're now 6-1 in this league, and that is fantastic. It's still fucking pouring outside. Oh my god, I'm getting off topic. We're 4-1. We're 6-1 in the league. We're tied for first place, I believe. No, we're not. If people win their games, if I believe Fizz wins his game and Miguel wins his game, and then we're tied for first. If they don't, we're in first, just because of our record. So that's really good. But next week we have a big battle against the New Orleans Pelipers, or John aka Pokemon, who a lot of you know is a close friend of mine. So it's gonna be a tough battle. He knows how I play. I know how he plays, and it's one I'm really looking forward to, and I'm really anxious for, honestly, because it's going to be a tough battle. He's a very good battler, and he knows how I like to play, so that's going to give him just a tiny bit of an edge, I feel. And also his team. I've been looking at his team, and I've been looking at my team, and just prepping for it is very challenging, I'm feeling. I'm just looking at it, and I don't know the sets to run. I'm going over the spreads. I want my Pokemon to cover this thing, but they have to cover that thing, but they can't do both. So it's a little bit tricky right now. However, I'm going to get there. We're going to face the Pelipper next week, and we're going to pull off a win. We're going to be going 7-1. 7-1. That's what it's going to be after next week, guys. I promise you that. Anyways, guys, I am Septom C, or George, the coach of the San Francisco Arcaniners, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace out.